WWE and Jade Cargill are brilliant for this, and in this video I'm going to tell you exactly what they're doing, how they're doing it, and why you should care about it. Jade Cargill, you cannot give the company enough credit for what they've been able to do with Jade Cargill since she has joined the company in 2023. After a successful AEW run, she is lighting the world on fire, in my opinion, on the main roster, and they did it so well. Jumping ship from AEW, where she was a dominant star and had a long run and reign as a TBS champion, she signed with WWE in 2023, and they made her signing a major deal. Then she goes down to Orlando, Florida. She trains at the Performance Center, right? WWE constantly has people talking about Jade Cargill because what she will do is she'll do a media appearance, or she'll appear on Raw or NXT or SmackDown, or she'll send out a tweet here and there, or she'll pop up, or there's a mention. She's constantly in the news. She's constantly mentioned. People are talking about her, right? And Jade Cargill, she's very controversial, right? Either you believe in the hype or you don't. And so then when she made her official in-ring debut for WWE at the Women's Royal Rumble match, well, what did they do? They made her a big star. They made all of her moves in that match, all the eliminations, all the interactions mean something, to the point where they literally planted a seed with her and Bianca Belair. Then they had her continuously appear in backstage segments. You had Adam Pearce, the Raw general manager. You had Nick Aldis, the SmackDown general manager. They were bidding over her services because she's a big deal, and so they wanted to get that point across to fans, right? It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Then she makes the official debut. She's on SmackDown. She has the big entrance, right? Everything is big and impactful. She signs with SmackDown. And going into WrestleMania 40, she aligns herself with Bianca Belair and Naomi against Damage Control, your Asukas, your Kairi Sanes, and your Dakota Kais. At WrestleMania, Jade Cargill, she has a big showcase, okay? They had the big entrance. It's mainly Jade's entrance, let's be real, but everything looked great. Coming out of Mania, as we now know, they've continued that program where it's Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill against Damage Control. And that leads us to today's topic, because what WWE is being so brilliant about is that we are just simply days away from Backlash France, where Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair will step into the ring and challenge Asuka and Kairi Sane for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Now, they could mess with that order a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it's Asuka and Kairi Sane. Either way, the belief is, I believe it, you believe it, odds makers believe it, because they're heavy favorites, that Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill will continue their success as a freaking tag team and win the Women's Tag Team Championships. So what is WWE doing so brilliantly with Jade Cargill? Well, it's simple. It's simple. Her pairing with Bianca Belair. You could not do a better job in what they've been able to do, because you have not only scaled up Jade Cargill, you've continued to push Jade Cargill, but you've also done it in a way where she's not getting natural heat, right? Because she's being positioned as a babyface. Let's break this down. So you have Jade Cargill, a former AEW star. There's a lot of tribalism in wrestling. So where she was a heel in AEW, WWE, she's a natural babyface, right? She's being presented as a babyface. Okay, that's different. She's also being pushed at a high level, but she's not being pushed at such a high level that people resent her and are sick and tired of her, right? She's not getting the early Roman Reigns, early John Cena, or early Randy Orton treatment, where the company is pushing them despite the fact that the fans don't want her. It's more or less a Sami Zayn, a Cody Rhodes, a Daniel Bryan, LA Knight-esque, where she's continuously being pushed, but not at such a high level where they did not literally bring her in and have her win the Women's Championship right out of the gate. No, they're doing a pegging order, right, where it's the Women's Tag Team Championships. Let's be real, not everyone cares about the Women's Tag Team Championships. I don't care about the Women's Tag Team Championships unless you give me a reason. When Bayley and Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks, when they were champions, I cared about the championships, right? when Naomi and Monet were tag team champions. I cared about the tag team championships, but really outside of those 3 stars, I don't care about the titles. You don't either. So bring her in as a natural babyface, bring her in and give her a continued push, bring her in and get a title on her, but more importantly, her being paired with Bianca Belair, who is a natural babyface. Everybody loves Bianca Belair. She's just a lovable person. She comes across as one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet. She is a classic white meat babyface, and she don't have to even act to be it. That's just her. And so when you're bringing her in on all 4 of those levels, it creates success. And it creates a success that is natural and doesn't come across as artificial. And you have to give the company a lot of credit for that, because they easily could have brought her in and done the formulaic element in which she was doing in AEW. And there was nothing wrong with what she was doing in AEW. To certain degrees, she's doing the exact same thing in WWE. The only difference is, though, in AEW, she was a monstrous heel who just squashed people. Well, in WWE, she's a dominant babyface, right? Who helps out her friends and tries to stick up for others while trying to, carve her way through WWE. Then on the same level, she's showing more charisma and more of her character than in AEW. Well, that shouldn't come as a freaking shocker, right? Let's be real, because AEW, their product is more reliant on in-ring ability, in-ring talent, rather than promos and story arcs and etc., right? They believe that their matches are what tell the stories. It's a much more New Japan style. It's an old school style. In WWE, all of the storylines and promos lead to what is the product. The matches are sprinkled in. The matches are the midway points, they are building up people, and they are the conclusions of these storylines. That's what they do. And you see that in Jade Cargill's work today. But I love the pairing with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. And coming out of Backlash France, I look forward to seeing what WWE does with them, who they feud with next, and how long they're the champions before ultimately they split and they go at it. And when they do go at it as a one-on-one match, something which both women have talked about wanting to do and can't wait to do you do it as a babyface versus babyface, or do you do that as a babyface versus heel, and who does turn heel? I can't see Bianca Belair turning heel, so I would assume it's Jade, but either way, that's an answer that I look forward to seeing fulfilled.